Hello, Jennifer Tochi here, and it's cleaning day. I can tell my hair is back. Yes, I love my hair. I love having it down, but when it comes to um, cleaning days, I say, I love you, hair, but get out of my face. And it's Thursday, Hobbs Horror's new 80's Archives Day, which makes it a happy thing. You have managed to make one of my not so happy days of the week the happiest. Thank you, Hobbs. Because gosh darn it, I have to pull um my huge garbages out into the street before bed, and also my neighbors for $5. And so our garbage men will pick it up. Yeah. Um so thank you. Yes. And 1982, The Night Shift. Wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. You know, Ron Howard directed. Henry Winkler stars. Michael Keaton, Shelley Long, and there's some Richard Belzer in there. And man, Richard Belzer in the 80's movies, I thought he was great. He was always playing that guy who's gonna kick ass and be funny about it. So, yes, Night Shift. I love this cover. I think that's great, that cover. Yes, Henry Winkler, the star, is Chuck Lumley. It's kind of a sad name there, and he's kind of not treated right because it kind of is a little, by his girlfriend, by that he's about to marry, and she's in a desperate need to. Her name's Charlotte, and she's in a desperate need to. She doesn't need to, but she wants to lose weight before her wedding. And she's kind of, I think, taking it out on him that by withholding something, it's not very nice to do to a guy, especially before a wedding. Well, I've never been married before, but if I was engaged to a guy, you don't hold that back. You're getting married, man. You're happy. You should be giving it away. Yeah. And in comes, yes, and Chuck works at the city morgue, and my feet are falling asleep. Yes. And they have Chuck Lumley on the night shift. He's supposed to be on the day shift, but the person who runs the city morgue has his nephew comes to town and needs a job, so he puts him on the day shift and leaves Chuck on the night shift, and tells his nephew just to leave all the paperwork for Chuck. And it's like, bastard. And then he sends him an assistant. Yes, Bill. His name is Bill Blodowski. I think I got that right, but is played by Michael Keaton, of course. And who does not know him? Beetlejuice. Lovely man. Um, and what am I doing? What am I talking? Yeah, but he likes to call himself Billy Blaze because he has one of those tape recorders, those big, huge handheld tape recorders that have those little tapes in them. And he carries it around with him. And then when he has stupid ideas, he will say into it the idea. Like when Chuck gets a wrong order from the deli delivered and gets mustard on it instead of mayonnaise on his tuna fish, he says into his recorder, "Start feeding tuna mayonnaise." Just silly stuff like that. Yes. And, when you live with that's pretty much 8 hours of that he gets every night. Yes. And then in comes, oh, my mailman just came. In comes Belinda, played by Shelley Long, who isn't the same character from who isn't playing the same character that she did in Cheers. Yeah. Um, she is a prostitute, and she comes into the city morgue after her pimp gets killed, and he has been killed by another pimp who wants the pimp's prostitutes. Fun, yes. And she says to him in front of his girlfriend one part of the movie, "Don't I know you?" Which his girlfriend gets very angry at. Yes. Later find out that they live right next door to each other in an apartment building. And that's how they know each other. And she comes in to identify the body, and they become friends. Well, Bill, they find her beat up one day because she doesn't have a pimp. Guys are beating her up. Mm-hmm. And not treating her nice. So Bill comes up with the great idea of what? Becoming pimps and running all the prostitutes out of the city morgue, taking them there in their little, I forget what the name of the vehicle they use to take the dead bodies places. Yes, taking them to places. Yes. And ouch, ouch, ouch. Other foot's asleep. Okay. And because Chuck is worried about Belinda, he does that. Yeah. So it is. Yes, it is. It is very awkward situation, a stressful situation, because the pimp who killed the other pimp because he wanted all those girls cannot find those girls and does not know who's running them. This is where Richard Belzar comes in. His name in the credits, Pig. That's his name, Pig. They're trying to find who's running these girls, and they find out, and what's going to happen. Yes, Chuck used to be being a stock working for the stock market, and started getting very nervous and his hair falling out because of so much stress. And he did not like stress. And when somebody another pimp in the morgue starts throwing toga parties in the morgue. Will he enjoy that? But this is a good movie with a great cast. I love it. You know, you can't go wrong with this cast. Even the extras are great. And I love how Clint Howard always shows up in all of Ron Howard's, and he's just a genius. I love his movie Splash, and it's just great. And of course, Summer School. Yeah, so it's a good movie. Maybe you could give it a try if you want. So happy 80s Archives Thursday. Goodbye.